Avenger, assemble. The whole world is watching, people. Let's finish it this time.
Marvel's What If is back with Season 3, and it starts off with What If Hulk fought the Mech Avengers. I honestly was really excited for this What If episode after it first got announced, because I'm like, Mech Avengers, that sounds pretty dope. Didn't know they were going to be versing the Hulk, though. And there were some pretty cool parts in this episode, and some pretty cool Easter eggs and references, so let's talk about it. And it all starts off with the Go Avenger Heroes of the Gamma War, which this intro is pretty much like your classic intros from the 70s and 80s, and I thought that was pretty awesome just to see that classic homage to Marvel animation. Plus, the Go Avengers kind of reminded me of Go Power Rangers, and that was the first thought I saw. And while they were showing them in the intro, there was a scene with Hawkeye and Black Widow driving an Avengers van, which reminded me of the A-Team van from the A-Team. Plus, all the Avengers are wearing their suits from the first Avengers film. Hulk has his classic purple shorts on, and we get to see Iron Man with long hair, which there was also a 90s cartoon with Iron Man with long hair. So, cool little homage to that as well. They even fight Ultron in this, giving us that classic Ultron look from the comics. And then when they showed the classic Mech Avengers, we had a Captain America, which honestly kind of reminded me of Optimus Prime a little. Iron Man, which looked like his classic Iron Man suit, but in mecha form. Hawkeye had his classic look, but from the comics, but in a mech form. Black Widow, it reminded me of something, but I couldn't honestly remember what it was. So if you know, let me know down in the comments. And then Thor, which also was something I was a little stumped on. So if you have any idea what he might be paying homage to, let me know. But before we go mainly into the episode, we see Captain Munch, which is a play on Captain Crunch, the cereal brand. And this episode starts off too with Sam saying "on your left" to Bruce Banner, just like how Cap said "on your left" in Winter Soldier to Sam. Even having a parallel of the scene of Steve introducing himself to Sam, Sam does that to Bruce Banner. So I really like how they had this Winter Soldier vibe in it, as well as they had Bruce Banner taking the place of Sam and Sam taking the place of Steve. And Bruce is talking about how he's doing cardio to keep himself calm, which is like how he does in the Incredible Hulk when he goes away and tries to focus on himself so he doesn't go into Hulk form. Sam takes Bruce on his boat, and we first saw Sam's boat and his sister in the Falcon and Winter Soldier TV series. When Bruce goes Hulk mode on the boat after getting hit in the head, he runs away and tries to use gamma radiation to get rid of the Hulk, which just ends up making a second Hulk abomination, and it's called the Apex, which is pretty much like this apex predator that makes a bunch of other Hulks that go around and take over the Earth, which is why it's the Gamma War. Now, the way Bruce Banner tied himself up to the Gamma Machine is just like how we saw in the Incredible Hulk. Now, after Apex and the Hulks are created, it created the Mecha Avengers, which is definitely this whole What If. It's like a Gundam reference, also a Power Ranger reference with all the mech suits. It kind of also reminded me of Pacific Rim with the monsters being attacked by the giant mechs. Now, the original Avengers died to this army, and then it created the new Avengers, and 10 years after the war started, that new Avenger team took down Apex and all its creatures. Now, in this new Avengers, we have Sam, Captain America, we have Shang-Chi, we have Red Guardian and Melina, who we both saw in the Black Widow movie. We have Monica Rambeau, aka Spectrum, who we saw in WandaVision and the Marvels. Then we have the Winter Soldier. We have Nakia, which I'm surprised it wasn't Shuri. And then we had Moon Knight appearing as well, which is interesting because all these characters will also be appearing more in projects as we go forward into the MCU, because we know Shang-Chi is going to be playing an important role. We know Moon Knight is going to appear some more. We know Red Guardian's appearing in more projects because of the Thunderbolts. The one thing here, like I said, it's kind of weird that we saw Nakia rather than seeing Shuri, so maybe she'll be playing more of a part in Black Panther 3. When the Apex comes back, Red Guardian talks about going for the head, which is a reference to Thanos telling Thor that he should have gone for the head in Infinity War. Sam goes to Astra Island to find Bruce Banner, which in the comics, it's a chosen test site for Dr. Banner for his nuclear absorbatron, and it's also his nuclear testing facility, which he has nukes on the island. Now, the whole idea of this is they need Bruce Banner, their own Gamma Beast, to go against this Apex, because they're not able to defeat it. However, Bruce Banner gives them the Mighty Avengers Protocol, which is definitely a reference to the Avengers Initiative that Nick Fury proposed to Iron Man. Plus, the Mighty Avengers is also a reference to the comic book name Mighty Avengers, and also Earth's Mightiest Heroes, the cartoon. Now, when we finally see all these mechs from the different characters, Moon Knight looks like its classic Moon Knight self, Red Guardian, but the important thing here is that Shang-Chi has the rings, so even in his mech form, he has the rings like he does in the movie. And the Mighty Avengers Protocol creates a giant mega mech, which is like the Megazords from Power Rangers when all their mechs combine into one giant one to fight the giant aliens they fight in those series. Now, when Bruce comes in to help out, he says, "On your left," which is like how Sam does to Captain America in the Endgame. Bruce uses a gamma bomb to make himself critical in order to turn himself into this kaiju level Hulk, which is a reference to Godzilla. Now, the apex is also a reference to Godzilla because with those Godzilla films, Godzilla is the apex predator that protects the planet from other apex predators. So pretty much stopping them from destroying the planet, which is exactly what happens here, where we have the Hulk looking like Godzilla with the spikes, with the tail, giving that homage, even killing the apex predator like Godzilla kills some of the monsters in the Godzilla verse from the movies. For me, I was thinking of Muto from the first film, how he shoots his beam into the mouth, but Hulk here breathes gamma fire all over Apex. Even Kaiju Hulk walking into the ocean is just like how Godzilla leaves when he defeats his enemy in the Godzilla films as he goes into the ocean going by himself. But in this, he has all the other Abomination Hulks following him, which makes him the apex, the ruler of this world, and he takes them all away to Astro Island. And this is also a reference to the whole general idea of the Hulk being a loner, where now he's never going to be alone again because he has an army of people to follow him, which can be his friends. So pretty much paying a lot of homage to Japan and all the Japanese shows. We got Power Ranger references, even with these giant mechs. That could be a reference to the Japanese Spider-Man that also gets himself a giant mech in that. So definitely a bunch of stuff to reference all this. And I thought that was pretty cool, especially with Godzilla being the forefront at the very end. It was a pretty fun episode. I mean, I'm still kind of disappointed that What If doesn't do like What If episodes based on the movies. And now they're kind of doing a bunch, for this season at least, a bunch of What Ifs that are just kind of random. When it is cool to see, you know, what if this happens? What if this happens? I feel like they're not encapitalizing on what if like it could be. Like, what if season 3 being the final season is kind of disappointed because I feel like they didn't tackle all those different storylines that we wanted to tackle. Just like how they never did what if the others were blipped. Like, I feel like there's a bunch of other things they could have done here. And I mean, I'm still looking forward to the season to see what kind of stuff they do. I mean, another episode, I think episode 2 is What If Agatha Went to Hollywood. Sounds fun. I like the Agatha show, but it feels like something that's very unnecessary. But I guess we'll see how they end up doing this and how they wrap up this show, because of course, they're gonna have a giant team up at the end because that's what they seem to be leading to. But let me know, were there any other references you noticed in this for anything else? Avengers, Godzilla, or any of those alike? Put it down in the comments and we'll talk about it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to hit the like and the subscribe button. It helps out the channel a lot, and you get to stay up to date with, well, all these What If episodes are going to be coming out this week. Thanks again, and I'll talk to you tomorrow when we have another What If episode to talk about.